championship in 2014, getting back to play for another one. The Capital One starting lineup for the Gators features Skylar Wallace and Corby Otis at the top, and then it's Jocelyn Erickson, who set a single-season RBI record this year with 84 of them. They go with 4 All-Americans to start out the batting order against Kelly Maxwell, the senior out of Friendswood, Texas. Her first 4 years at Oklahoma State, reached the semifinals a couple of years ago and lost this game to Texas. And now a shot at redemption, trying to get into her first championship series with Oklahoma.
Immediately going upstairs to that rise ball in the inner half against Wallace.
Florida in the first semifinal yesterday was relentless. They scored early and they scored runs in each of the first 5 innings against the other Oklahoma pitchers. And now we'll look at Maxwell, who is 3-0 this NCAA tournament. This is her 20th career start in the postseason. Skylar Wallace, who started out at Alabama and now the last 3 seasons with Florida, has 3 career World Series home runs, all of them against OU. And she draws the leadoff walk.
Well, for Kelly Maxwell, she's going to have to attack the zone and use all of her pitches. Her curveball's best on the outer half to lefties, into righties. She's going to be in the mid to high 60s with that pitch, but it's the off speed that she'll use effectively around 62, the rise ball in the top part of the zone. And she had 11 strikeouts against UCLA 2 days prior. A lot of rise balls in the top, curves away. And the rise ball, to me, is going to be the pitch today. Florida obviously already laying off it. See what adjustments Maxwell can make.
Let's see how aggressive Florida chooses to be. Skylar Wallace is their stolen base career leader at first as Corby Otis steps in. Kinsey Hansen is awfully tough to run on behind the dish. Last year's Johnny Bench Award winner as the best catcher in the country.
It's kind of the matchup you want. Skylar Wallace, 37 stolen bases against the best catcher. Won't be going here, but she will at some point.
Otis straight back. Corby 4-11 so far in this World Series. Her first experience here. The transfer from Louisville, along with Jocelyn Erickson on deck, the former Oklahoma Sooner. Tim Walton and his staff, a fabulous job in the portal this year, to go along with a really good freshman pitching staff. 2-1 to Otis. Slow roll to short. Jennings flips to Hodge for 1. Otis able to leg it out at first. They get the lead runner.
Ball struck right at Jennings. Good flip over to Hodge, but just not enough on it to get Otis, who runs very well. Looked like a potential double play, made it very close. Otis doing a good job to get down the line, not to be doubled up.
Jennings, the All-American shortstop, alongside Avery Hodge, who again today replaces the injured Alina Torres. Hodge has had plenty of experience, a defensive replacement throughout the season at second base. And Holly Rowe reporting that Alina Torres is ruled out as a potential pinch hitter as well, trying to bounce back from an injury she suffered earlier here in Oklahoma City. So Jocelyn Erickson is 3 for 8 here at the series. She is the SEC's Player of the Year. Erickson launches that one. Back it goes into the bleachers, and Florida strikes first. Jocelyn Erickson, her second home run of this World Series. And she does it against her former team.
Well, Smitty, you talked about it with elevated pitches, trying to get inside, especially to these lefties. Erickson does very well against left-handed pitching because watch the bat speed. Look at the location of this. It's up and in, but her barrel is able to get to this pitch. She's on the plate, you guys, and the fact that she can keep her hands so tight, so quick, especially as an Oklahoma transfer.
Yes, and she is one of the best at hitting inside pitches. I'm surprised they actually tried to throw that curveball half. That's the 13th home run of the year that Kelly Maxwell has given up.
What a start for the Gators. 15 runs scored off of 5 home runs in their last 2 games. And now a jolt to get them going in the top of the first today. Jocelyn continues to add to her RBI total, now up to 86. Here's Reagan Walsh. Fly ball out to Jada Coleman in center. 2 down.
And that walk to Wallace ends up hurting her. Kelly Maxwell, that is. And against Duke, she had a lot of free passes. She really tightened things up against UCLA. Much more around the zone.
There's another one for the Ericksons.
That was quick.
I love the fact that if your kid's a home run hitter, you bring your own ID with you now, so it's easier to find you in the seats to get that home run ball.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
Veteran parents as well.
Gotta know. Know your audience. Here's Katie Kistler. When the bats were not humming, it was Kistler who saved them in their opener on Thursday night, a 1-0 win over Oklahoma State. And that was her home run. They lost their second game here on Saturday, got run-ruled by Texas 10-0. And what a recovery now the last 3 games, and a chance to see Texas again in the finals. As Keegan Rothrock looks on, the freshman is the starter again today. More on her when we come back. The infield pop-up, but the big shot off the bat of Jossie Erickson, brought to you by Capital One for these Oklahoma Sooners. And it's Tiare Jennings, 97 career home runs, 3rd most in D1 history. She has hit one out in each of the last 2 games. And can the Sooners match the power of Florida? Another long ball from the Gator Bats. And Oklahoma, one of the few teams in the country that hit more than Florida this year. And it's the freshman Keegan Rothrock that gets the call once again. #1 in the country in wins, appearances, and innings pitched. And she's 3-1 at this Women's College World Series. Yesterday against the Sooners, 7 innings of work, 7 hits, Michelle, and the 3 runs allowed.
She was taking some ice baths, getting herself ready for today. Eating lots of carbs.
Ball out. The loss yesterday for Oklahoma ended their 20-game NCAA tournament win streak. Their last loss was UCLA in 2022. They came back in the next game and beat the Bruins 15-0. Came flying out with a vengeance. The difference this time, that was a doubleheader. Because of a weather delay yesterday, the if necessary game got pushed to today. We'll see if that is a bonus for Keegan Rothrock, who gets rest overnight instead of pitching back-to-back.
Yeah, there's advantages and disadvantages to each team.
Freshman, every game she steps in the circle is bigger than the one before, and a punch out to start out of Jada Coleman, the All-American.
This is a curveball in the inner half, and she just really threads that needle. It looked like Coleman was looking for something else.
And now the matchup with Tiare Jennings. 4 for 9 here at the World Series.
Have to be so careful. Watch Tiari Jennings. Watch her hands. Look at where she starts. Watch where she drops them. I mean, you're talking significant drop, and that split grip allows her, you guys, to get down and underneath. Tiari Jennings, the most powerful hitter that we are going to see here in Oklahoma City. We talked about it, third in D1 history, 97 home runs, but she has a home run swing. More fly balls than anyone in Division I. She gets underneath the softball. She dominates not just middle away, but low. You saw her hands drop. Look at this heat map. The red is down. If you want to get her out, it's up and in, up in the zone. But if you leave it over the middle of the plate and down, it's out of here.
For her 4-year career, half of her hits have been for extra bases. It's been a wild ride for this senior class with 3 straight national championships. They need to win today to get into the finals to face Texas and go for a 4th.
She's moved off the plate.
Another pitch away that she fights off.
So you can see the adjustments being made. She moves off, so you go curve away. She's on the plate. You try to sneak that rise ball you talked about, Jess, up and in underneath her hands.
It's the only way to get her out. One of the best hitters, but that swing path is very consistent and more dramatic this year, you guys. She has definitely dropped her hands down more this year.
Yanks one foul.
And see, that's a rise ball in the outer half. She's able to get around that, yank that down the line.
Playing in her 247th game today. These seniors have played almost an entire season just in their NCAA tournament careers.
Oh, that was the pitch.
There's another one of their seniors, Riley Boone, looking on. Trying to do what's never been done before. Kinsey Hansen, another. Two and two.
At times, Rothrock a little bit too careful with that off-speed pitch.
Rothrock's giving her a little bit of everything. Tiari doing an excellent job, wasting a ton of pitches, looking for the mistake. Tiari also does that split grip.
There's Patty Gasso, the 7-time national champ. An 8th would tie her with Mike Candrea for the most of a coach in tournament history. They make a big deal of that championship mindset at Oklahoma, what it takes to win on the biggest stage and to embrace these big moments. And Jennings gonna go for 2.
Tiari Jennings, she gets a pitch right where she wants it. How about this at bat, you guys? How many pitches she fouled off just to get enough, just to get it through, and then the speed. This should be a single. Extends it into a double. She had 6 foul balls to get something that she could drive into the outfield.
Boy, she started to celebrate too soon. Almost cost her.
Almost cost her second.
Tying run to the plate now. Quickly for Oklahoma, it's Ella Parker, the freshman DP from Los Angeles. 2 for 9 in this World Series. Both of those hits singles yesterday against the Gators. Parker, deep center field, ties it up. And the home run derby is underway in Oklahoma City.
78 miles an hour off the bat. Look at Ella Parker, the way that she clears those hips, gets to this pitch left, super sweet, up in the zone, but the power of the freshman Parker hitting in this three-hole behind Tiari Jennings, in front of Alyssa Brito, biggest hit of her career.
Jocelyn, Ella Parker, two-run shot, Oklahoma toe-to-toe and blow-to-blow here at the World Series.
Two of the best offenses in the country. You could just feel it building.
Massive response for the Sooners. That was close to 80 miles per hour off the bat, which is as high as you can go, pretty much. Softball.
Smoked. Yeah.
Brito. Fair ball. Opposite way. She'll head for two. Throw coming in. She slides in safe. Three straight extras for Sooner hitters.
And the approach, you guys, they're facing the same pitcher 2 days in a row. A beautiful job by Brito, letting this ball travel. She knew where Rothrock was going to go, didn't try to pull it, went out, met it. 2 doubles and a home run for 3 batters.
And they called obstruction, actually, on Wallace here for blocking the base.
Well, it goes
Ella
back.
Parker's parents on alert right here.
And it goes back to Jennings. She was down 0-2, battled back to full count, got the hit. Notice there was a little bobble in the outfield, took second.
Got her own barbecue sauce.
Right. Spicy.
Now batting catcher number 9, Kinsey Hansen.
All right, so back to one of the seniors, and Kinsey Hansen. Sooners want to try and pile on. The one blemish for Kinsey was against Texas, or excuse me, against Rothrock earlier this week. She only faced 5 batters before getting knocked out of the game as the Longhorns jumped all over her.
She needs to be able to throw that off-speed pitch. Curveball needs a little more run, and that rise ball, both these clubs doing a good job of laying off the pitch up in the zone. But that pitch right there, that's her off-speed pitch coming in around 59, 60 miles an hour. Oklahoma is not even biting at it. It's non-competitive. It's starting mid-shin, diving down.
National Prep Player of the Year a couple of years ago out of Indiana.
Ball inside.
Coming inside to Hansen, 3-1. Just the beginning of our elimination national semifinal. And a couple of home runs already in the first.
You got to remember, too, I mean, these hitters less than 24 hours ago got to see the same pitcher. That's where advantage Oklahoma. Willie Maxwell did not throw yesterday. Keegan Rothrock. 4 at-bats they got against her.
Well, and Rothrock, you could tell she was tired of yesterday's game. 130 pitches in that complete game.
That one missed by a lot. And Hansen draws the walk. Well, one freshman moments ago did some damage. Here comes the other one, Cassidy Pickering.
Now batting catcher number 7, Cassidy Pickering.
Hitting .421 in this NCAA tournament. Still just the one out. Can hear Megan Rabin, the home plate umpire. Jim Bertuzzi's at first, Cameron Ellison at second, Robbie Guest at third. Our umpiring crew today.
Fault out.
And already 30 pitches from Rothrock here in the first. And what a difference a night makes. Well, we talked about whether or not there might be an advantage for Rothrock able to sleep through the night. Maybe Oklahoma didn't get any sleep. They're coming in all riled up, facing elimination. Back up the middle, Wallace steps on the base over to first, double play. Chip number 6. Struck her out. Oklahoma caps off the winningest season in history.
With all the success that the Sooners have had here, these seniors know how to win in the Women's College World Series, but last night their 20-game postseason winning streak came to an end. In the press conference after that game, there was fire from both Tiare Jennings and Kinsey Hansen. They are the team leaders, the captains of this Sooner squad, and in their post-game comments, they said, the Sooners play their best when they've gotten punched in the mouth, and they have no doubt they'll come out swinging today, and we've seen that. Both of them getting on base. They ended the press conference by barking as they went off the stage, letting people know there's still a little bark in the bite. These Sooners did lose here before in their career. That core 4 have lost and fought back. They are 7-0 as a group in elimination games here on this field.
Oh, and Holly, you know, coming in today a little bit different because it's not just the possible season ender, it's a career ender. And so they have shown some resolve here to bounce back quickly after Florida jumped in front 2-0. So both of these offenses just sending a message early to the pitchers today that they might be in a bit of trouble.
Ball up. Well, in the attack mode, I just love the adjustments that are made. There is nothing more that you want as a team after you lose than to face the same pitcher that beat you. That's what real hitters want. I know for Oklahoma, that was the approach coming into today, is knowing they would face Rothrock.
Rothrock, she's thrown almost 60% of all the innings for Florida. That's the highest in the World Series field. And in the field of 64 that made the postseason, it's up there as well. And there aren't many more. It's 5th in that field of 64. So a lot of innings for Rothrock, as well as Maxwell. I mean, these are the aces. This is who you know you're going to get when it's tough.
6, 7, and 8 coming up here. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Ava Brown. Swing and a miss.
That'll be the pitch. Smitty, you set it up perfectly coming into it. The rise ball, Kelly Maxwell needing to go to that more. Florida has laid off of it, but if they swing at that pitch, it's going to be a very different result.
Yeah, that was the pitch that Kelly threw so well against UCLA, but completely different than how she's thrown all year. Transferring over to Oklahoma, different pitching coach, ability to really work on her drop ball, her curve ball, lower in the zone, that changeup. Throwing the rise ball a third as much this year.
Fouled off by Ava Brown. We just saw Jen Rocha, the pitching coach for Oklahoma, a former Sooner, but also a former assistant coach at Florida for Tim Walton. There's all kinds of fun, juicy subplots. Tim Walton is a former Sooner, won a national championship playing baseball, and started his career under Patty Gasso in the coaching ranks. Yesterday, as Brown draws the walk, Tim picked up his first win over Patty, and the first ever for an assistant coach. Patty had been 52-0. Incredible. Before yesterday's Florida win. And of course, Walton has a couple of national championships. This is the 10-year anniversary of their first one, led by Hannah Rogers And they beat Alabama. Ariel Kowalewski. So both innings for Florida starting out with a walk. There's the freshman out of Richmond, Texas. Had a couple of hits in their elimination game with Alabama a couple days ago, and 0 for 3 yesterday. This is already Florida's 4th elimination game of the postseason. They beat Baylor in the Super Regional Final, and now back-to-back wins against Alabama and OU. Maxwell in front, 0-2.
Ball.
If you're new to OU softball, the blue tape on the catcher's chest pad helps the pitchers relax. There's a well-struck ball. Back that goes, and a home run! 2-run shot for Ariel Kowalewski, her 8th of the season, and her 1st of the postseason. And the barrage continues.
How about the adjustment, Kowalewski moving up on the plate? Right now, these lefties are challenging Kelly Maxwell on the inner half. An exit velocity of 72 miles an hour on this. So look at this setup pitch where the ball is going to be down in the dirt. She is hugging that line, and then they come right back to that spot on the inner half. It's elevated, and she just barrels that up and blasts it out of the yard. 8th home run of the year for the freshman, Kowalewski.
Maxwell cannot believe it. Only 12 home runs given up all season, and now 2 in 2 innings.
And both these pitchers getting attacked on pitches after they're missing, non-competitive, down in the dirt, trying to mix speeds, not getting it through the zone. It is a tighter strike zone today than yesterday, which bodes well for the hitters.
Buckle up.
Wow. Florida's 8th home run of the series. All 4 of their runs today, 2-run shots.
All of the runs scored today. It's the name of the game, 2-run home runs. And leadoff walks. I mean, that's for Florida. Both innings, a leadoff walk led to one of the runs from the home run. That is huge. Free passes.
There she is. AK-47.
And again, I can't go back and just talk enough about the adjustment by the freshman. Falls behind 0-2, pitch down in the dirt, doesn't bite after it, and then unleashes. And that's a mistake for Kelly Maxwell, though, too. That's a 2-strike pitch.
Well, no surprise that both bullpens are already active. It could be, is it Susie Allstaff or Allison Allstaff or what?
Jenny Allstaff.
Jenny Allstaff. All hands
One
on
of them.
deck when you're facing elimination for these 2 teams.
Yeah, anybody that'll roll ground balls, right? Induce pop-ups that stay in the yard.
Well, Florida, I mean, I think the biggest thing, too, you look at Kelly Maxwell, 3rd time allowing multiple home runs in a game, but it's also been the numbers that Florida has against lefties. They've dominated lefties all season long. Their OPS 3rd in the country behind Miami of Ohio and Tennessee.
Well,   Oh,
Maxwell comes back to get the strikeout, but this is pretty absurd. Only one home run to a lefty the entire season, and now 2 today as we check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, the first 2 games of the Women's College World Series, Florida was struggling at the plate. Just 3 runs scored in those 2 games. But Kendra Falby gets to choose the uniforms, and she mixed it up. She's decided to go with the orange pinstripe. Since they've gone to the orange pinstripe, they are undefeated. They're wearing it again today. Falby had a feeling that they needed a little something special, and I don't know what it is about pinstripes, but people seem to play very well in those.
Oh, you know, this is a game that superstition takes precedence over everything, and after she went through an 0 for 20 slump, she busted out of it yesterday with the inside the park home run. And as Tim Walton likes to say, when she goes, we go heavy. When she and Skylar go, we have a chance to run rule you. And yesterday, they flirted with a run rule.
Just so much speed as well. They haven't really even used that aspect of their game here at the World Series, because when they start to hit, they hit.
Why run when you can jog?
Exactly.
Well, Falby wasn't jogging, but yes.
Look at that. When they both score 33 and 1.
How long did it take her to get around? Was it 13 seconds?
Like 12.8.
You can try that at home. You probably won't match it.
Good luck getting the second.
You might be between second and third at that point. As Falby swings through it. Back-to-back strikeouts for Maxwell.
A couple of really nice off-speed pitches that Maxwell is starting to really have that deceptive look on. Over-the-top spin, starts mid-zone, and then has that little bit of down, little bit of out, so she's got that separation and the velocity as well as in movement.
Wallace walked her first time up. Hit the 2 home runs yesterday. Playing in her 283rd game. More than anybody else amongst the active players this year. Started out at Alabama, then the shortened COVID year, sat out a year transferring, and now 3 years at Florida. As professional of an approach to the game as you will find. The conditioning, I mean, the body fat percentage next to nothing. She's in the weight room whenever she can. She is a video junkie. Raves about working with Tim Walton, who's one of the best with hitters. Jess, you played for him in the pros a few years back. And Maxwell ends up striking out the side, but not before another.
Good morning, everybody. We are here to discuss the
Making work make sense. LinkedIn knows how.
No, this regular season. Welcome back to the 2024 Women's College World Series, presented by Capital One. Oklahoma City, as we are winding things down to the championship series. Texas is already in. Game 1 tomorrow night at 8 Eastern on ESPN. Will it be Oklahoma or Florida? Right now, the Gators with the 4-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the second. Ariel Kowalewski, a 2-run home run. Jocelyn Erickson, a 2-run home run. And for the Sooners, Ella Parker with a 2-run shot. Here comes 7, 8, and 9. How about that Texas team? They're 3-0. 3 one-hit shutouts here at the Women's College World Series. They'll be the first team into the finals to pitch 3 straight shutouts since Monica Abbott and Tennessee in 2007. And they are looking strong on a mission to win their first national championship. having some issues with their device to signal in pitches. Oklahoma Sooners have only trailed in 9% of their innings coming into this World Series, but now 18%. Including these last couple of games against Florida. Actually fell behind 4-0 yesterday before scoring. Riley Boone 3 for 10 here at the World Series. She has a hit in all 3 of their games. Wins over Duke and UCLA, and then the loss yesterday to Florida. The senior class has just ridiculous numbers. 38-4 in the NCAA tournament, 18-4 in their World Series history. Right back up the middle, Wallace with good range, got her. 1 down. Hey, we're real excited about our next 2 ESPN films that premiere tonight. Got to be there if you're a hockey fan. I'm just here for the Riot at 7:30 Eastern, and then at 9. No easy victories. The 1994 New York Rangers. Beth Mullins, Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, and Holly Rowe with you here in the national semifinals. Winner gets to the championship against Texas. Here's Sydney Sanders. Sanders launches one down the line. Gone if it stays fair, and it's foul. Wow. Yeah, that guy's face says it all. That went a long, long way.
It's almost hard to tell if it's fair or foul. No, very foul. She hit it so high.
That may have been a wind-aided foul ball. It's really blowing strong to the left. And for a strike, 1-2. See Old Glory.
Back-to-back changeups, trying to really work that pitch. Both of them elevated. You can really see the way that Rothrock is just trying to play with that adjustment, play with that release.
Sanders good at hitting home runs, but also good at taking walks, 42 of them on the season. As a team, Oklahoma 327. They had 1 in the first inning. Nearly twice as many freebies as hits. Sooners love her defense at first base. Called strike 3. Second of the game for Rothrock, 2 down.
That's all about location, coming up on that arm side. When she throws that rise ball, pinpoint in that location, she is tough to hit. Almost looks like a screwball. She's got that spin that is not quite true rise, not quite true screwball, but it's just really that gyro pitch. If she can thread that needle and get that pitch called for a strike, it's a game changer for her.
Here's the 9-hitter, Avery Hodge. Third-team All-American is Keegan Rothrock. The SEC Freshman of the Year has overcome a lot of adversity, including physical adversity to her legs when she was younger. Had to reinvent herself, had to learn from failure early on here as she tried to come back from that. And the confidence now that Florida and Tim Walton have in her. She has been the go-to arm this entire postseason. Slow roll. That could be trouble. Hodge is safe at first, and she'll be able to take second on the miscue.
Well, this is a base hit no matter what, just because of where it's placed. As soon as it can get past Rothrock, there's no chance. And this is where Mia Williams just cannot swipe with her glove. The difficulty on that play in general ends up giving her an extra base. Should be a hit with an error.
And it is E4.
Yeah, and as a pitcher, you need to know that if that gets past you, there's no opportunity for your second baseman to make that play. You've got to get that. You've got to hustle out of that circle to try to make that play. Otherwise, it's definitely a base hit.
And now a base runner with 2 outs for the top of the order. Here's Jada Coleman's. The rare strikeout looking in the first for Jada.
Ball. 3% strike rate. That is obscene. Division I average 15%. Only 7 Ks. She's had one this game. Shows you how rare that is.
Outside corner, 2-1.
You see her shortening up, going to that short game, which is kind of uncharacteristic in the sense that there's a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
Yeah, 100%. This is typically when you want her to bash it.
Coleman drops down the bunt, and it is a beauty. First and third with Jennings coming up.
So this is all about, look at where the corners are playing. They're deep. Anyway, Coleman is saying, hey, I'm going to challenge you guys. You're going to play me deep. I'm going to use the whole field right down in front of me. I just saw that Rothrock couldn't really get out of the circle very well.
You see Erickson fielding a bunt down the third baseline. The catcher is fielding a bunt down. Then you know the corners are way too far back.
And we talk about it all the time, Jess, right? Sometimes you just got to look at what the defense is giving you.
Yeah, because that's only your 3rd bunt single of the season.
Yep, 100%.
All right, 2 on for Jennings, who doubled and scored in the first. You got the home run hitting Ella Parker on deck. They matched Florida in the first inning with 2 runs. They trying to match them again here or grab the lead. That's our ESPN compadre, Jenny Dalton-Hill, the all-time RBI leader. There's the home run swing yesterday.
And just yesterday, 2nd home run in 2 games for Tiare Jennings. Both very similar. That low and away pitch just meets it. So we got to be so careful, that location.
So they go curveball away, way away, way down. Thinking she can't reach that, but look, Jennings also, again, it's that cat and mouse type of game, way off the plate.
She's way out in front of the changeup. She was selling. She's laughing because she's selling out, going, okay, they went away, they're coming back in. She saw them coming, guys, and she unleashed. But I'll tell you what, that's where she's so talented. The fact she even fouled that off.
Yeah.
It's a strikeout for most batters.
Exactly. They swing through it. They whiff on it.
2-2 from Rothrock. Tying run on base. Jennings pops it up. Otis out in left. Gets there. And for the 2nd time through 2 innings, they leave 2 on base. 2-run Gator lead. Holly.
Well, wicked for wedgie. This is something we uncovered at the SEC tournament this year, that there has been a decades-long Florida tradition that when you cross home plate after getting a home run, you get the traditional home run wedgie. It is Brooke Bernard's job this year, if you can call it that. Number one has been very diligent. And if you're wondering, Kendra Falvey got an inside the park home run. We were wondering, could she escape the wedgie? No, she can't. They found her. They got it. This has been a well-kept secret. I love that all the Florida players like Lauren Hager, other players have been tweeting like, they finally found us out. They did the wedgie story. Little secret for you.
There you go.
Can't unsee it now.
Yeah, you can't unsee it. Brooke Barnard's first job interview. So tell me about this wedgie giver. What's that all about? 4-2. Florida. Winner of this one is into the championship series against Texas, which starts tomorrow night. Best 2 out of 3. Gators trying to finish off what Oklahoma wants to be a 4-peat this year. They've won the last 3 national championships. Nobody's ever won 4 in a row. And for the Gators, well, they'd be much more interested in going for their 3rd national championship and possibly ending an SEC drought. The last time an SEC team was in the finals, Florida 2017. The last title was Florida 2015. After the Gators went back-to-back. Coriotis, 2, 3, and 4. And here's the 3-1 pitch from Maxwell. Full count. Swing and a miss. And after walking batters to start the 1st and 2nd, Maxwell gets the strikeout here in the 3rd.
Well, one of the most important tools that a pitcher can have is ability to hit targets. Let's take a look at these home runs that Maxwell's given up. Where she's supposed to be throwing, where the ball is, why it leaves the yard. So look at where it's supposed to be, low and outside, comes back into the wheelhouse on the inner half and just gets tattooed. So that's a home run to do 2 here this afternoon. And for young pitchers, when you're out there, ability to hit the glove is, in my opinion, even more important than ability to make the ball move.
2-time Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith.
Changing speeds of movement helps too. But being
going
able
north and south and east and west, that's another good one.
Yep, all those directions. Vertical separation, velocity, differential, all those are very helpful at this elite level, but you have to be able to hit your target.
Here's Erickson, 2-run home run in the 1st. And now 1 and 2. First 2 games, she walked a lot, but the Gators want her to swing. And so the last 2+ games, a couple of home runs, 6 runs batted in. She and Reagan Walsh, the lead here amongst hitters at the World Series.
The level of focus that Jocelyn Erickson has right now. Look at her stare down Kelly Maxwell, get in the box, and look at her eyes. I mean, she is just locked in.
Maxwell comes back to get the strikeout. That's her 5th. And not only that, her 5th in a row since the Kowalewski home run.
This is the off speed. She just paints the corner with this. So it's all about those location. It's the pulling the swing, so making that pitch come in at about 60 miles an hour. Her hard stuff in the mid-60s, 66, 67.
There's a drive from Walsh, and that leaves the yard. A line drive home run for Florida. They have homered in each of the first 3 innings.
2 home runs in 2 days for Reagan Walsh. Home runs 18 and 19 on the season. She leads the team. This pitch coming up and in onto her hands. We have seen Florida, both lefties, now righties, be able to handle the inside pitch, get their barrel to the ball. This barely clears. I mean, barely clears. But it doesn't matter. The velocity, the strength of Reagan Walsh continues here at the Women's College World Series.
19th.
Tim Walton lauds her work ethic in the offseason. Really invested in herself and in her game. Look at her talking about how much of a line drive that was.
Yeah,
Skylar's like, it made it by that much. I think she was being generous. I don't think she made it by like that much. What a turn of events since Falby picked the orange pinstripe uniforms.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah. And concern for the Sooner side right now. Nicole May loosening up. They are down 5-2 here in the third. (2-0 to Kistler. Hot shot off the glove of Tiare Jennings. And they are getting some muscle behind this off ball right now.
This ball just tattooed 74 miles an hour off of the bat, and that's the reason why Tiare Jennings couldn't handle that hot shot. Anything 70 and over is elite. And they're gonna give that an error.
E6 to Jennings.
It almost put her on her backside. I mean, that's how hard it was hit. She fell backwards.
Let's check in right now with Holly Rowe.
Well, before the game, I checked in with Florida Gator assistant coach Francesca Anea, who is a new addition to the staff this year. She has been here in this moment as a player for the Gators, and I said, what has happened to the bats? How have they come alive? And she said, I know this sounds lame, but it's literally just execution. She felt the first couple of games they were playing not to lose instead of playing to win. She said, now if it helps, I was up all night, every night, going through every pitch, evaluating so they have the very latest information. But really, it's just come down to our kids have executed the game plan to perfection, and these bats have come alive in their last 3 games.
Yeah, Francesca, one of their all-time greats. She's somewhere back over there in the dugout. That's former Gator Charlotte Eccles over in the first base coach's box. They have got something going. Here's Ava Brown. Again, this 4-year run for Oklahoma. They've been so good for so long. They have never lost back-to-back games in the NCAA tournament. This year is the first year they lost back-to-back games of the same opponent. And Texas did it to them, so did Oklahoma State. And now Florida trying to do it to them.
Definitely so many tools that this Oklahoma team has that you have to run with them offensively. Right? You're not going to shut them out.
Ground ball, Brito scoops and retires the side. But another run up. Oh, the national championship trophy. Is that going to be earned on Thursday night or Friday night? We'll see. Game 1, we know, is tomorrow, 8 Eastern on ESPN. We know Texas will be there fighting for their first national championship and awaiting the winner of this one to join them. Game 2, Thursday night. Game 3, if necessary, Friday. It is the second finals for Texas. How about this? 2 years ago, they were unseeded in the championship. This year, they are the #1 seed and reaching the finals, outscoring opponents 15-0 here at the World Series. Tegan Kavan, 2 one-hitters. Mac Morgan, 1 one-hitter. That was a near no-no.
Yeah.
Talk about
Right to the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Their circle has just been outstanding. And staying in that winner's bracket, well rested.
Ella Parker, a home run in the first. And how about Alyssa Washington? You know, they never named captains at Texas, and Mike White named her a captain. She ends up scoring the run that gets them into the championship series.
Yeah, just incredible. I mean, everything that she's been through in her career.
her life.
Yeah. Lost her father as a freshman, and just to see her lead this team, lead that Texas team now is pretty incredible.
We will see them tomorrow night, game 1. Is it going to be another Big 12 affair? Or will the SEC have some rep? Of course, next year, all 3 of these teams are in the SEC. With Oklahoma and Texas moving over. Jason E. Beecham at Florida State was the National Freshman of the Year. Parker and Pickering weren't too far behind as Parker is retired, 1 down. Hey, the Women's College World Series Finals, I don't know if you heard, begins tomorrow. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships.
At third base, number 33, Alyssa Brito.
Here's Alyssa Brito. Senior from Tustin, California, started out her career at Oregon, and now her 3rd year at OU. A first-team All-American the last 2 years. She had the walk-off 2-run single to beat Duke in their one-run win Thursday. The Sooners' first swing and miss of the day. Got under it. Out to Kistler. 2 down.
That swing and miss was on an off-speed pitch, so next pitch, velocity gets Brito to pop up. She can't quite barrel it up, get extended on it. And that's a lot of time what you need that changeup for, right? It's not going to be always your out pitch. You just use it to set up your other pitches to get mishits.
Kinsey Hansen, another fly ball to Kistler. Quick work for Rothrock and the Gators. We have played 3, and it's a 3-run Florida advantage.
Have quality at bats.
I know your team has a lot of fight left in them, but what are you saying to them right now so the pressure doesn't creep up and they can just execute?
You just can't keep looking up at the scoreboard and then thinking, okay, oh no, what's going to happen here? We've got to stay in the moment, pitch by pitch. And sometimes I think we look up and like, oh no, and can't do that. The game will go by so fast, so we've got to really slow it down for ourselves.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Holly and Patty. Sooners trying to get back to the Champ Series to play for a 4th straight national title. They have never lost back-to-back in their NCAA tournament history over the last 4 years. They are 7-0 in elimination games. And up against it today, win or go home to face Texas in the championship series for the winner here today, game 1 tomorrow night. Here's Kowalewski, who hit one of their 3 home runs. Erickson 2-run shot in the first, Ariel 2-run shot in the second, Walsh solo in the 3rd. And so now their tally is up to 100 home runs as a team this year. a group that only had 2 returning position players, Wallace and Falby.
Amazing.
Everyone else either elevated, moved to a different spot, transferred in, or came in as a freshman. And what a job that Tim and his staff have done putting together this group.
And getting them to bond.
Yeah.
That is not an easy thing. When you have transfers, you have different ages, you got freshmen who are like, what the heck is happening? I mean, just learning the ropes, and it takes veterans. Skylar Wallace, I give her a lot of credit, being a big leader.
Tim Walton always does a great job of getting that team, and especially in the fall, to get to know each other, to go out on lunch dates together.
Maxwell gets a strikeout. That's her 6th, 1 down.
And Maxwell continuing to use that off-speed pitch. That one, a lot of down on it, a lot of movement, and that's when Kelly Maxwell's at her best. She's got very high spin rate. Lets that ball do all the movement, do all the talking.
There's Mia Williams. Mia has 2 hits in the NCAA tournament, one of them a home run. So it can come from anywhere in this order. As you've probably picked up on, these all year long have been 2 of the best offenses in the nation in terms of batting average and slug and home runs and runs scored.
Sooners have had Mia's number, though. In the last 2 games, she's had 3 strikeouts in just her 4 plate appearances. And they've mixed it all around. A lot of chase down in the zone. Saw the rise ball miss early in this at bat.
Their 2011 team hit 14 home runs. Oh, by the way, that 2011 team had to come out of the losers bracket and win 2 semifinal games, which they did against Alabama to get into the championship. They are trying to get back to the Champ Series for the 6th time. But none of these current players amongst that group that got there last in 2017. Williams grounds it to Brito. 2 down. That'll bring up Kendra Falby. Struck out on a change in the 2nd.
Now batting center fielder number 27, Kendra Falby.
Foul.
Kendra hitless in their first 3 games here, and then 2 for 3 yesterday with that inside the park home run.
Riley Boone very aware of the inside the park home run. It was her diving down the line to Falby's what would have been a base hit. Immediately, as soon as Falby got in the batter's box, Riley Boone came kind of running in towards the line. And I'm sure it is something that she has high in her mind not to let happen again.
Falby didn't hold up. That's a strike. Maxwell looking for the 1-2-3 inning. And she'll get it. Takes care of the bottom of the order.
In and out of the zone. You know, a few of the rise balls that she has thrown, they've found a way to get on top and hit them hard to the pull side. So we got to be able to combat that a little bit with a little bit lower rise inside, make them jam themselves up a tiny bit. But at the end of the day, she's a competitor. I mean, I'm proud of the way she's been able to just really bear the brunt of our innings, especially here in our postseason run. She's done a fantastic job.
There's been a rumored uniform change that since you went to the pinstripes, the hitting has been hot. What can you confirm or deny?
Well, I can confirm that the Florida Gators have about 8 or 9 different uniform combinations that we can unveil at any point in time in the season. They've chosen to wear this pinstripe jersey a couple days in a row. We're not just a one uniform team. We got quite a bit of swag, but at the end of the day, you know, you got to go with what works.
Thank you, Coach.
Go Gators.
I love it.
All right, so just to confirm what Holly was getting after, there you go. They're 3'11" in the pinstripes. And below the Mendoza line, well below it in the non-pinstripes.
Look at the runs, 20 runs in the pennies.
They do look faster in the pinstripes.
It's true. It makes you faster.
Aerodynamic.
What about cleat color? White or black?
That does not come into play.
No, I know, but in general, I think that white.
Now we're getting into bigger conversation.
Oh, you're talking about what makes you look faster?
Yeah.
I would think it would be the black cleats, no?
I just think white look better.
Oh, okay. So yours had nothing to do with speed.
Well, maybe so. Or then you can match your uni.
I just like the fact that they have multiple colors. I mean, you know,
100%.
back in the day, we had like one pair. Smitty used to play wearing shorts.
Yes.
The sliding pants.
And knee pads.
Yes. Now you just need the anti-wedgie guard. And you're in good shape. Here's the 0-2 to Pickering.
Oh, ball.
So after the hitters made a bold statement in the first couple of innings, the pitchers have settled in a bit. Certainly Rothrock the last couple of innings. Gave up the 2-run home run to Parker in the first. And that's been it.
Ball's out. It was interesting what Patty Gasso actually told Holly Rowe. Something I've never heard her say in-game especially is our players cannot scoreboard watch right now. They can't look and think, okay, how many outs do we have left before we need to come back and score? That's never been something characteristic of this team. She's hyper aware of that right now.
Well, yeah, in a position they're not usually in. They're usually looking at the scoreboard with a lead, not a deficit.
Yeah. And you got 10 seniors on the roster who know that this loss isn't just a season ending, it's a career ending. But all the success they have had, these seniors have never ended the year on a loss. And Pickering gets the base knock. And the leadoff here in the fourth for the Sooners.
She's so good. 2 strikes. Tell you what, the future Oklahoma does look good with these freshmen. I know we saw Parker's home run, but Pickering, that was a changeup, you guys. 2 strikes and just found a way to get on base.
They'll lift her for the pinch runner here. She can re-enter. That'll be Hannah Core, who also can come on and play in the outfield for the Sooners.
She'll probably stay in right field for Cassidy Pickering.
Pinch running for Oklahoma, number 27, Hannah Cole.
Pickering could re-enter the next time she comes around in the batting order. As Riley Boone comes on, a ground out to short in the second.
Ball's out.
Corners for Florida playing a lot differently than they did in bunt situations in the first couple innings. Making sure that they're in, able to pick up anything so Rothrock doesn't need to.
Boone. Oh, a nice hop for Kowalewski to get a hold of, and Boone is retired. Pickering over to second.
And this is interesting. So this is a situation where the corners are in, but it puts a lot of pressure on Mia Williams, the second baseman. She's here. She's got to decide, do I go to first or do I cover second? This is a high hopper. It's a slap down. But you can see she's going to be late. In any other situation, if she's playing up the middle, you go after that lead runner. But because it's a bunt situation or the corners are in, she has multiple bags she has to cover and make a decision. That's a big win for Oklahoma to be able to move Core up into scoring position.
Here's Sid Sanders. Struck out looking at a rise ball in the second. Sanders deep center field. That'll chase Falby back to the wall. She leaps and can't reach. And it's a 2-run home run for Oklahoma. Sydney Sanders makes makes it a one-run game. And that's her second home run of this World Series.
The theme for sure for today has been get them on, get them in with the two-run home run. That's exactly how the scoring, both sides. Sydney Sanders, who has struggled at the plate. The pop, you know, is there, but she gets a pitch up and away. You see the glove of Falby almost getting to that, but Sanders, just too much power.
Member of their back-to-back national championship teams in 2016 and 2017. And here's Avery Hodge, singled in the second. So Hodge has a couple of hits here in 2 games off of Rothrock.
Ball's out. And she's come in and done a really good job after the injury to Torres to be able to just step in. She's had enough playing time throughout the year. See those glasses on.
And Torres, another one of those seniors. I mean, it's got to be hard for her.
Yeah.
Only cheer on her teammates.
Takes a look at a strike. 2-2. Sydney Sanders, a 2-run home run. That puts her over the top, by the way. Now, 51% of her hits this year are home runs. Right back to Rothrock. 2 down and back to the top of the order. And this is where what you and Holly were talking about, Patty Gasso. This is where these guys can't start thinking about whether or not this could be my last at-bat in an Oklahoma uniform as we get deeper into the game.
Well, and I think this is why the home run from Sid Sanders is so huge, because now everyone that steps up to the plate can tie the game. When you're down by 3 runs and no one's on base, you kind of almost at times feel helpless. You do get a good hit, you get a home run, you're chipping away, but this feels attainable.
Winner goes to the championship series against top-seeded Texas, which gets underway best 2 out of 3 tomorrow. This the if-necessary game after Florida beat Oklahoma yesterday 9-3, hitting 4 home runs. They've got 3 today. 2 for OU. Looking for the Sanders residence. There it is. Such a cool moment for all the parents on both sides who make the commitment from a very young age, out all summer long, travel balling with their daughters. And Coleman draws the walk, and the tying run is aboard. The go-ahead is T.R.A. Jennings stepping into the right side of the batter's box.
And play for the Silver shortstop, number 23, T.R.A. Jennings.
Doubled in the first, flew out to left field with 2 on base in the second to end the inning and end the threat. Got 5 homers in her last 8 games. And pops this one up. Skylar Wallace behind the bag at second. Side retired.
We've talked a lot about the
Birmingham Spring Football Dynasty. The stakes are big for this one.
The UFL Conference Championship, Saturday on ABC and Sunday on Fox.
1-2 pitch. And Shay Knighton knew it was gone. The second and left her back. The greatest game ever played at the Women's College World Series. 17 innings, Oklahoma and Florida. And there was the star of the night, Shay Knighton, that 3-run home run in the 17th. And then Oklahoma held on as Florida brought the game-winning run to the plate. And a huge strikeout for Paige Lowry to end it. And then Oklahoma would win game 2 the following night. And those same two together again. Skylar Wallace and the Gators trying to beat Oklahoma back-to-back. That has not happened over the course of the last 4 postseasons, as OU goes for the four-peat. Third time through the order, Wallace has walked and struck out. Seven of the 9 have reached base so far for Florida. Skies that one. Riley Boone, who's moved from left over to right in foul territory, makes the catch, 1 down. Hannah Cord is the new left fielder for Oklahoma. Here's Hannah.
Left fielder number 33.
Florida continues to make adjustments. Kelly Maxwell, 3rd time through against her. Those batting averages start to jump up about 80 points. But I've noticed the last couple innings working a little bit differently.
Ball's out.
Starting to attack the lower half of the zone, drops as well as that curveball going away from that rise ball. Facing Corby Otis, reached on a fielder's choice, and then Kelly struck her out on a rise ball. 7K coming off of her 11 strikeout start in their win over UCLA on Saturday. In that game, she got stronger as she went on. So to go along with that 236 batting average against, the slug is at 436. And the OPS jumps all the way up to 804 against Maxwell. But really, and you've mentioned it too, Jess, some of the damage that's been done against Maxwell have been the free passes. The 2 free passes, the 2 walks that she's put on, basically led to runs going up on the board. Catches the corner at 3-0. Trying to become the next in line. A lot of lefty love for pitchers at Oklahoma over the years. I believe it's 6 of their 7 championship teams led by a lefty.
That's the difference of having the walk in the back of your mind as a hitter, Smitty. Corby Otis, 3-1. You're in a hitter's count.
Yep.
100%. The pitch you got to swing at.
Full count. Otis fights it off. Ground ball to Brito. 2 down, here's Holly Rowe.
Well, Kelly Maxwell has a tendency to get stronger as she goes. She's doing that right here. Just a little more about her story. She played at Oklahoma State from 2019 to 2023. This is her 4th trip to the Women's College World Series, where she's 3-4, but she is seeking her first championship appearance. The thing I appreciate about her is her resilience. That freshman year, she redshirted. They kept changing her mechanics. One of the coaches actually told her, "We're not sure you're good enough to pitch at this level." There was a time she thought about quitting, but she didn't. Here she is, 4 trips to the World Series. Good thing she didn't quit.
Yeah, was a superstar and an All-American at Oklahoma State. And after they made some changes to the coaching staff, she looked elsewhere. As you would imagine, a lot of vitriol around these parts from folks that didn't like the move from Cowgirl to Sooner.
They don't get along?
Well, and even the OU fan base, you know, it's tough.
100%.
It's tough to walk into this place and, hey, the standards are high. The expectations are, bring us a title.
So there's the pressure on top of that, from transferring and being a Cowgirl to a Sooner, the pressure of performance.
Ball.
And to your question, no, they don't usually
they don't
get along very well at all.
Not besties. Got it.
Not besties.
Not besties.
Looking for back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. This one into the netting. Erickson, one of the home run hitters. She had a 2-run shot back in the first. Florida scoring in the first 3 innings today. They scored in the first 5 innings in their win over the Sooners yesterday. In a 9-3 win. Up near the hands.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Coming up in the bottom of the 5th, one of the home run hitters for the Sooners, Ella Parker, due up.
That ball.
Florida starting to chase a lot more of Kelly's pitches that are out of the zone. Watching them a little bit earlier in this game.
Yeah, Otis, the last out, that was ball 4.
Yeah.
She chased it downstairs. They did a good job first time through the order, taking those pitches.
That one in the dirt. Oh, Hansen may have taken that on the free hand.
On that shoulder. She drops down and just...
One thing that may have benefited Kelly today, the expectation was sunny and steamy and 90 degrees. And I know you're going to be surprised by this, but it's a lot different in Oklahoma than what they told us.
Shocker.
And cloudy and breezy. For a pitcher that sometimes has some trouble with perspiration, shouldn't be a big deal here down the stretch.
Ball.
Erickson draws the walk with 2 outs. Third walk from Kelly. Only had to pay for one of those, though. That was in the 2nd inning on the Kowalewski home run. And here comes another one of the home run hitters, Reagan Walsh. Solo shot in the 3rd. That got out of here in about 1.2 seconds and cleared the fence by 1.2 inches.
That was the first pitch of the at-bat, too. It was like barely getting settled from the last at-bat.
Yeah.
She gets in there, it's a home run.
Launch angle might be negative, I'm not sure.
Well, Kelly Maxwell struck out the first 2 batters pretty quickly, and then before even gets settled, Reagan Walsh hammers this out. I think she was maybe 4 or 5 steps out of the batter's box. It had already cleared. That's the difference in the game right now.
Doesn't matter what it looks like going out, you're still getting the wedgie when you get home. Oh. sure they got a good softball. Two-one to Walsh. Ball. 3-1.
Well, I think what we were talking about earlier, though, is I think the sweat is starting to affect Kelly Maxwell. You can see it starting to slip out of her hand. It had not been affecting her earlier. Switching out the softball, rubbing it constantly on her pants.
Ooh, Walsh chased after ball 4.
Yeah.
The doctor is in. Kelly wants to be a veterinarian. Walsh fouls off the 3-2.
That's the area that Walsh had struggled. 240 on the season against the rise ball, and Kelly Maxwell keeps going back there because it was the changeup that she hit out.
Non-competitive back-to-back walks with 2 outs. Looks like a pinch runner going to come on for the Gators. Avery Gels, who can also play some first base. She'll run at first. Katie Kistler coming up. She's another one of their home run hitters from earlier this weekend.
Be careful inside. Look at how much she was toes on the line against Lexi Kilfoyle, who, by the way, does not give up home runs, but she did against Kistler. They had a hard time tracking down that home run.
That one almost hit the roadhouse out there.
That was the difference of the game, a 1-0 win.
Yeah.
Game 1 of the World Series for each of those teams.
We have a 5-4 ball game. All 9 runs from home runs today. And here in the 5th, the pitch count gets up over 100 for Maxwell. And because of all the home runs, this is actually their first chance with a runner in scoring position today. Missed it inside.
And that was a pitch that was supposed to be on the outer half. An off-speed pitch, and it comes back on the inner half.
Looked like that one snuck in the back door.
Yeah.
1-2.
Off speed of 58 miles an hour.
To Kistler. Full count again.
So Kelly really starting to labor these last couple hitters, working to full count to all of them.
got a piece. And it's been advantage Kelly Maxwell all season long, left on left with 2 strikes. Batters just hit 124 against her. She's tried everything. That last one inside, rise ball up and away. The changeup seems to be the off speed. The one she started her with, probably the one she's gonna finish her with.
Out to center, Coleman has a beat on it. And that'll end the threat. To the bottom of the 5th, we got a 1-run game in the national semifinals.
For doing that doesn't miss a beat, so you can find what you need fast and keep things moving in the right direction. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
No flex, zone. No flex, zone.
5-4, Florida with the lead over Oklahoma as we move to the bottom of the 5th. Win or go home. For these 2 clubs, the winner advances to the championship series, which gets underway tomorrow to face the top-seeded Texas. We have our bats ready to go because today, ladies, it has been go yard or go home for these clubs hitting all the homers.
Hallelujah. I mean, enough of these pitchers' tools. I mean, and what I love about is the adjustments made. You got to think about these teams are playing every single day. And for Oklahoma and Florida, their approaches to the plate have been perfect, understanding what they're looking for in hunting and then slugging it out of here.
Well, they're slugging it right now, but trust me, when it comes down to those final outs, it's going to be about the pitcher making the pitch when it counts, and it's always the way. You got to make sure that you can make that pitch when the game is on the line, and we've had a lot of good pitching duels here at the World Series this year, but
we have.
The long ball has been in vogue today.
3 home runs for Florida, 2 for Oklahoma, including 1 for Ella Parker, who comes up now. Our home run derby. How does it go from here? Oh, Parker, gapper. That's got a chance. Off the base of the wall. She turns and heads for second to throw. And a collision. An obstruction called on Skylar Wallace as Parker tried to slide into second.
Here we go.
Both of the athletic training staffs are out. Wallace up to a knee. Parker still getting looked at as they get her helmet off. And now Ella is able to sit up. Wallace going to try to walk this off and stay in the game as Parker now gets to her feet. We are told as well that the umpires are going to look to review something here at the tail end of the play. Obstruction was called, which would get Parker second base, and then the ball popped loose on the collision.
I think the key is, did the throw take? Well, she's following the throw.
Parker has not been run for yet today, so they do have the opportunity here.
An umpire initiated review on the play. Obstruction was called on the play. That play is under review.
So what I was saying is they can get Parker into the dugout to give her a chance to recover and put in a pinch runner. And there you see the collision. Oof.
Biggest thing I'm worried about with Ella is her head. You watch when that gets hit. That's the biggest.
After further review, there was no malicious contact on the play.
The obstruction called, and then they're looking for malicious contact. Contact above the waist is considered malicious contact. What we can see in this play is the runner's knee hit the ground before contact occurred. We just have a wreck here. It's just part of the game.
Okay. Thank you, Christy, our rules analyst. I'm just waiting to see who Oklahoma will put out at second base. Wallace immediately reached for her shoulder, too, which is what collided with Parker.
And again, this year the rule was changed so that you're supposed to catch or go to the ball, which it looked like that's what Wallace was doing, and then there was incidental contact.
So Maya Bland will be the pinch runner now, and the game-tying run out at second base with nobody out. Parker could re-enter if she's able to.
Ball's down.
And here is Alyssa Brito. The senior from Tustin, California, doubled in the first, flew out in the third. 61 RBI on the season. Rothrock gets the swing and miss.
From all the talk of all the hitters in this lineup, we asked the entire pitching staff, who do you fear the most when you enter Scott, when you face your own? It's been Alyssa Brito is the answer unanimously.
Because she can hit everything. She has great plate coverage.
Career high 18 home runs this year, and she has the best RISP at 444.
Ball's out.
She's fearless. I mean, there's something about Alyssa Brito when she gets in that box. I mean, she just exudes not just passion for the game, but a ability to make things happen.
Good off speed. Right down the middle, full count.
And that's the pitch she swung through earlier in this at-bat. Until she didn't identify that one. It'll be interesting to see if they come back to it.
They do. Chelsea Dobbins, the pitching coach for the Gators. Brito out to left. Corbiotis is there. That will not advance the runner. One down. This is an Oklahoma program that does have the most, by far, comeback wins in their World Series history. Trailed 5-2 after 3. They got 2 back in the 4th on the Sanders home run. And now they've got the tying run out at second base for Kinsey Hansen. A walk and a fly out to right. And a chance for another one of the seniors to make a difference.
Ball up out.
It just feels right that for the Sooners to be able to win this game or have a chance to, that it's got to be a senior. It hasn't been so far, the runs that have been scored.
Instead, it's the freshman Rothrock in the circle here. Another World Series classic for OU and Florida. often forgotten in that 17-inning game with the Knighton home run was her home run. Fale of View, now Fale steal. As Hansen drives one deep to the track, runner will tag Bland to third with 2 outs, and the tying run now 60 feet away. So it is back to a freshman here, and Cassidy Pickering at the plate.
She had the base hit her last at bat, ended up scoring on the Sanders home run. She had a changeup into right field.
Re-entering back into the lineup for Oklahoma. At the plate, number 7, Cassidy Pickering.
Here we go.
Freshman against freshman.
Ball.
Trying to work her outside after giving up that hit to right field.
Ball's out.
That missed away, 2-1.
If they do come inside, Cassidy Pickering, a unique stance. She has her front toe that points towards the pitcher. She already opens up that front side to get her hands to inside pitches.
Ball's out.
I think that's why they continue to try to work her on the outer half. But she has not expanded her zone, even though she took a strike on the outer half. The next 2 pitches, they go back outside there, but Pickering does not budge to it.
Ball's out.
Boy, none of those last 3 were close. Runners on the corners. For the senior, they call the chaos coordinator, Riley Boone. So far today, 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts.
We also have a first and third situation. So Pickering had a ton of speed, but a lot of times you'll see teams try to steal that runner and test the arm of Erickson.
Send it down to Holly Rowe.
Well, Riley Boone has been such a huge addition for this program, and Patty Gasso tells a story about she was recruiting her out of Owasso, Oklahoma. She said it wasn't a great high school team, but there was this player out there that her energy was infectious, impacting the team, and she really brought Riley Boone into the Sooner family because of the energy she brings, whether she's productive or not. But she has found a way to be productive this year. She's a triple threat in the box, and she found that chaos coordinator sign at a Hobby Lobby. She said that's perfect. That's for Riley Boone. So they actually have a sign for that.
She actually pitched in high school. She's like, oh, we're not interested in the pitching. We're gonna let her run. Cause the havoc.
Got promoted to the outfield in college.
Promoted. Change in your scorebook, too. The Parker double has now been ruled a single and an E6 because the ball popped out of the glove of Skylar Wallace. Okay. So here we go. Runners on the corners. 2 outs for Riley Boone.
And just back to your point about Pickering, it will be interesting to see if they send her, only because it gives Boone more of an opportunity to use her speed if they have to get her at first base.
Ball.
Boone lets that one go. 2-0.
5 straight balls, too. Arm side from Rothrock. Everything away to these lefties. She's had a hard time being able to throw for a strike.
The home run hitting Sid Sanders on deck. Clips the edge, 2-1. the tying run straight.
Maybe it could have been. Amazon Business, your partner for smart business buying.
Y'all ready for the best you've ever seen? Erickson launches that one. Back it goes into the bleachers. There's a well-struck ball. Back that goes, and a home run. And the barrage continues. There's a drive from Walsh, and that leaves the yard. They have homered in each of the first 3 innings. Those 3 home runs accounting for all the runs on the board for Florida today. They hit 4 yesterday as well. So in the 2 semifinal games, 7 home runs now from 5 different guys. And the Gators have the 1-run lead into the 6th inning. They are now 6 outs away from knocking out Oklahoma to advance to the championship series against Texas. 6, 7, 8 coming up. In that last inning for Oklahoma, the base runners were both freshmen. The 3 seniors all flew out. They will have a chance to bring the top of the order back around in the 6th, if not certainly the 7th. Same thing for Florida. So we likely have not seen the last of T.R.A. Jennings and Skylar Wallace at all. Ooh, that one off the window in our green room, I believe. Maxwell against Brown.
To use that off speed effectively.
Kelly today, 7 strikeouts of 6 different people. And after the chilly breeze and the overcast skies, now the sun has re-entered and the humidity inching back up. 2 different days in one game. And it's another full count. The pitch count up to 116.
Florida wants to put more runs on the board. They're going to have to utilize that patience they did the first 2 innings.
And the walk. Good at bat for Ava Brown. Leadoff is aboard.
And that's just understanding the strike zone late in the game.
There's Ariel Kalinowski coming up.
Back in the 2nd inning following a walk. When we were talking about their patience, Ariel was able to get a pitch that she could drive.
Yeah, and that pitch is supposed to be on the outer half. It bleeds back into the zone.
Second time up, Maxwell was able to strike her out. A pinch runner for the Gators at first base is Bailey Goddard. Brown can re-enter.
And going back, 2 of the 3 home runs given up to the lefties.
Ariel Kalinowski.
play is to first. Hanson to Sanders. And that'll get Goddard over into scoring position with one down.
This is a slow developing play. A little bit of traffic here trying to figure out who's going to grab it. Brito in hard. Hanson then has to tiptoe around Brito to get her footwork down, but nice throw.
Gators will go to the bench. Pinch hitter coming up, Emily Wilkie. One pitch hit appearance already at the World Series, 0 for 1 for the senior. Got some insurance out there at second base for the Gators.
First pitch swinging off the bench for Emily Wilkie. It's when you're chomping at the bit. Give me an opportunity. Having a game plan sitting in there. Francesca Nea, who's been working with the hitters and talking shops, because you know when you get an opportunity, you're going to be able to hit first pitch swinging.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Kelly. She can throw to so many different parts of the zone. You've got to be hunting something, looking for something. And then when you do get behind with the 2 strikes, now you have to protect.
Kelly Maxwell trying to keep this to a 1-run game. Has kept the Gators at bay now the last couple of innings after they scored all their runs in the first 3 with the 3 home runs.
They get Wallace up in this inning. That would be the game changer. If they could do that.
She's in the hole with Falby on deck. Wilkie skies that. Hanson under it and then called off by Brito, who makes the catch.
Came out of nowhere.
Kinsey Hanson's reaction. Are you kidding me? That was awesome. Senior to senior. This is all Hanson's, but Brito understands with the spin. She calls her off, and how about Hanson relenting? But her reactions afterwards, like, really? A great catch, though, for Brito to come all the way in. It's much easier for her to be able to get this, even though it's a difficult play, because of the spin.
So with 2 down and a runner on second, here's Kendra Falby. Has struck out twice. That's trouble. Brito. Falby able to leg it out for the infield single, and it will get Skylar Wallace to the plate.
I mean, we've talked about the speed home to home with the home run she had yesterday, but this is Kendra Falby all season long. As soon as this hits about 8 feet plus in the air, it's a base hit. Brito has no chance. Falby so quick, so fast.
Now landing the Florida Gators, number 17, Skylar Wallace.
Runners on the corners for one of the best sluggers in the game. Wallace is 0 for 2 with a walk.
And that's the pitch. Maxwell struck her out in the second inning on that off-speed pitch. They go right back to it. First pitch. Put it in her head.
Ball.
In yesterday's game, and granted it was not Kelly Maxwell, but it looked like Wallace had been sitting change off the other OU pitchers. See if she's going to try to hunt that again.
Can she cash in the leadoff walk? That's Goddard at third base. This is what she did yesterday, some damage.
Yeah, not just one, but 2 home runs. Got to pitch up and out in the zone. It was no doubt the first one absolutely crushed, and then Smitty, the changeup, she sat. The bat took it out of here. Albee was stealing, by the way, on that last pitch, so interesting to see if they challenge Hansen.
Umpire's taking a moment here to get some fresh softballs. Beautiful shot at Devon Park. We'll be back here tomorrow night for game 1 of the championship series. Saying hello to the top-seeded Texas Longhorns watching somewhere. The top seed, it'll be the 12th time they've reached the championship series in 19 years. The top seed has won the title 8 times, including the last 3 years with top-seeded Oklahoma.
Here we go, let's play.
130th pitch of the day coming from Maxwell. Wallace pulls it to Sanders, who steps on the base and ends the threat.
The summer.
Whose name will we know at the end of this one today? And leading off SportsCenter tonight, somebody's going to be a hero in our national semifinal. It is a 1-run game. Florida with the lead over Oklahoma 5-4, trying to stop the four-peat. The Oklahoma Sooners looking for a 4th straight championship. They need to win today to get to Texas in the finals. Otherwise, the Gators will play for their 3rd national championship. Sid Sanders homered her last time up. One of 5 home runs for these 2 teams today. And I think, Jess, if the outfielders could, they might even stand on top of the wall. They are way back.
Way back. No doubles. Rob anything if you can.
Sooners have just 6 outs to work with. This is 8, 9, and 1 coming up. Since 2000, 8 NCAA tournament wins when trailing late. The last 4 seasons for this senior class, 7-0 in elimination games. There's one of them. Batting 3rd in this inning, Jada Coleman. Sanders, well positioned for Mia Williams. Holly Rowe.
Well, back in 2022, I met this young pitcher at the ESPYs who was the Gatorade National Pitcher of the Year. She'd just come off her 2nd straight championship in the state of Indiana, and we made a pinky swear that day that one day I would get to cover her at the Women's College World Series. Well, guess what? It was Keegan Rothrock, and here she is 2 years later, made good on the pinky swear, and here she is trying to eliminate Oklahoma.
Awesome. What a run it has been for Keegan. After they lost their entire pitching staff a year ago, a couple of freshmen and a transfer came in and got to work, and now Keegan has become the ace down the stretch, trying to get to her first champ series, and the first for all of these Gators. And now Jocelyn Erickson out to chat.
This big number 9 hitter. Yep, just trying to calm her down, just tell her to go after her.
You don't want to run her on with Jada Coleman.
No.
Tiara Jennings coming up.
100%.
It'll be interesting to see, too, if Ella Parker is hitting or not.
Ella was injured in that collision at second base. This is the number 9 hitter. Ella bats third in the lineup.
Ball's out.
3-0.
You got to be taken all the way if you're Avery Hodge. No way you're swinging.
Yeah, and you have to throw on the inner half because that outside pitch has been called inconsistently all game, and you need to strike. I think you got to come back inside here.
Hodge tried to bunt it. And we'll count those full.
That's her only objective right now, just get on base, figuring out. And I saw her just kind of serving the defense, trying to figure out, okay, where can I take advantage?
Hodge, base knock, and it could be extras. She'll turn and burn, heading for second. And the tying run in scoring position in the bottom of the 6th from the number 9 hitter.
How about Avery Hodge just trying to get on base, going from that, thinking about drag bunting, and ends up taking a pitch and driving it down the line. We've seen the second double now in 2 days from Hodge.
And again, knowing that outer pitch is not being called, knowing that more than likely 3-2 they're going to come in, and she just barrels that up. That's great hitting.
Jada Coleman, first pitch swinging, screams as she pops it up. 1 down, 2 down now for Jennings.
I am shocked that she chased first pitch, and she is livid. I mean, this could be the last at bat of her career, and that is not Jada Coleman.
That's a gift to Florida.
And now it's Jennings. One of the greatest hitters in their history, one of the greatest hitters in our softball history. Top 5 all time in home runs and runs batted in.
And this is hard because normally, like, you do not give her a pitch to hit. You put her on first base, but you have Ella Parker, who is on the on-deck circle. She's been the hottest hitter in this lineup.
Well, exactly. That's the pickle, Jess, because Jennings has a double. Parker has a home run and a double, and then Brito has a double. It's a pick your poison lineup at this point.
Jennings has gone yard in each of the last 2 games.
This has been the spot against Rothrock. Now, that was a mistake, and Keegan can at least know that. I threw that one down the middle. Tiara Jennings took advantage. Tiara, can't say it enough. 3rd in Division I history in home runs, has a chance to put the Sooners up.
This is the 5th senior in the lineup. The last 4 had unproductive outs this 3rd time through the batting order, and now Jennings coming up a 4th time.
Ball down.
Jennings does not swing at the first pitch. 1-0.
And Jennings is the most off the plate we've seen her. We've been talking about her continuing to move off the plate. She just took another step back. Literally, her heels are almost on that back line.
Ball.
2-0. Doubled in the first, and then a couple of flyouts since. 3-0.
Back-to-back changeups out of the zone.
Most runs batted in World Series history for Tiara. And she does not get a pitch to swing at. And how about this moment for the Rook? Here comes Ella Parker. against the other rook, Keegan Rothrock in the circle.
And you guys, she got rocked at second base. I'm curious how much of Ella Parker we are getting. If it's 100%, I mean, honestly, if it's 70%, it's still probably better than most hitters in the country.
Guys, when Ella walked back to the dugout after that hard hit, she was a little wobbly, but I saw Patty Gasso just go up and say, "Are you okay?" And Ella was like, "Yes, I'm ready."
That's what you want. You want someone that wants to be in that box and is ready.
She is the best two-out hitter on the team. Strike one from Keegan Rothrock. Tying run at second, go ahead at first for OU. Right back up the middle and down on the grass, base hit, bobbled out in center by Falvey, and the Sooners tie it up as Parker drives home Hodge. A run generated by the freshman and the sophomore to keep the seniors in it.
This has been the swing all tournament long, inside out. No one does it better, honestly. The power that she has, keeping her hands tight to the body, barrel through the zone. Think about every single hit that she's had. They've all been up the middle on a line.
And now Brito, a chance to give OU the lead and flip the script to get 3 outs away from the finals. Oh, and 2. Keegan Rothrock nails out there, getting set to deliver the 134th pitch of the day. And a liner to Kistler. 2 left on, but Parker drives in the tying run.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
A run in the 6th to tie it up for Oklahoma as we welcome you back to the Women's College World Series presented by Capital One. 5-5 Florida and Oklahoma as we head to the 7th inning. And perhaps 1 inning away from deciding who plays Texas for the national championship. Game 1 is tomorrow night. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Gators to face Kelly Maxwell. 2 of the 3 have hit home runs today. And Erickson and Walsh coming up behind Corbiotis. Slow roll to second, Hodge, 1 down.
Just from this series, the home runs that have been hit, you look at the spray chart and where they've gone out for the Florida Gators. Got inside the park. Don't forget that one down there and left. But how about spreading it all over? 7 home runs, both games, just 2 games against Oklahoma. This is what they've done. This is how they've scored all year, and it's how they've done it against the Sooners.
Here's Erickson. And then Walsh, who has homered in both of these semifinal games.
And how about the adjustments that Oklahoma Maxwell has made since that 4th inning? So she gives up the home run in the 3rd. Since the 4th, she's only given up 1 hit, completely pitching differently than she did in the first couple innings, using that off-speed pitch a lot more effectively.
Ball.
Gators looking for a run to put Oklahoma under even more pressure, trying to knock out the three-time defending champs. They have enjoyed the mayhem as much as anyone. They got on a roll last month of the season. Won the SEC Tournament Championship, did Florida. They jumped from, a lot of folks were talking about them being a 15 or 16 seed. They played their way into a top 4 seed. And now here they are fighting for a spot in the championship.
That stretch down the end of their season just hardened them up. Playing all ranked opponents.
Hit the corner, full count.
Wow, that's a pitch has not been called all day long. It's popping out of Hanson's glove.
Full count. Struck her out. 2 down.
And so this is just great pitch calling, especially after you get the outer half on a curveball away. So look at where this pitch is. It's off the zone. Called for a strike. They come back in with that changeup at 58 miles an hour, and they get Jocelyn Erickson to swing through it. Look at the rotation on that, the spin speed on that. It looks like it's coming in at 66, 67 miles an hour. Erickson way out in front of that.
Her first strikeout since the 4th inning, her 8th of the day. And here comes Reagan Walsh. Check foul. Sooners due up in the bottom of the 7th. Hanson, Pickering, and Boone. So the catcher there behind the dish would start things off.
Good.
0-2. Walsh out to Boone, who makes the catch. Riley will drop the glove. She's one of the against Alabama in 2016. And how about this with Kinsey Hanson coming up? She has their only walk-off this season. March 1st against Miami of Ohio. Hanson, Pickering, and Boone, they need 1 run to play Texas in the championship series. Beth Mowens, Michelle Smith, Jessica Mendoza, and Holly Rowe. If Keegan Rothrock and the Florida D can hold, we will play extras.
Leading off for Oklahoma, number 9, Kinsey Hanson.
In for a strike at the knees. The freshman delivers at 65 miles an hour.
Careful with that changeup. No one hits changeups better than Kinsey Hanson. Almost the reason why Rothrock buried it. Hanson almost 500 against the changeup.
Yeah.
I think
show it to her, but you don't show it to her in the zone.
Time called. And as Kinsey Hansen gets set to step in, that was a batter timeout and then a pitch comm issue. Hansen fouls one off.
They come back inside. Look at Rothrock's numbers today. The 10 hits, the 5 runs against the Sooners offense, but they've not yet gone inside to Kinsey Hansen. So the change up, everything away. That's the pitch.
Ball foul.
2-2. Count.
Continuing to vary those speeds.
Pitch 140 coming up for Keegan. Ground ball to short. Wallace is there. One down.
It's a big time pitch for the freshman.
Throwing 7 innings for the 3rd day in a row. Beat Alabama on Sunday, beat OU yesterday, and now trying to get Florida into the 8th inning. Here's Cassidy Pickering. Pickering, a gapper off the base of the wall, and Cassidy will slide in safely at second, and the game winner is 2 bases away for Oklahoma. And the big day for the freshmen continues. Parker and Pickering.
It's unbelievable because we talk so much about this senior class, and it's been the freshmen that have carried them in this game. In fact, the seniors have struggled. And these 2 freshmen, L. Parker and Cassidy Pickering, have just absolutely slugged the softball.
A combined 5 for 7. And back to one of the seniors in Riley Boone.
Have been aggressive early in their counts.
Ball.
Seems like they're intentionally walking her without standing up because Jocelyn Erickson is in the other batter's box.
Ball.
So this is a walk.
Yes, it is.
But it's not your normal walk where she's standing up. She's actually squatting. I don't know if I've seen this before, but she's definitely saying don't give her anything over the plate.
Sanders is right-handed, and they're going to
They want to
play for the double
play with
they're
a
trying to play for
slower
the double
base
play.
runner. Yeah.
Well, and right-handed. Force at any bag, so they can't turn a double.
Okay, but when do you see an intentional walk to get to the home run hitter? I mean, that's what's so crazy about this Sooners offense. And the difference of this game is the home run that Sid Sanders hit back in the 4th inning to put it within run. And Smitty, you talked about this, just really changing the entire momentum of this game. This is that 4th inning hit. Sid Sanders at the bottom of this lineup. It just changed everything. Florida has not hit since then. And the Sooners have kept on hitting because of this home run.
Sanders has not grounded into a double play this season. Florida wants that to change.
Yeah, Florida's turned 28 double plays on the year, one of the best. And really, it's not Boone. Boone doesn't matter. Pickering is obviously the run that wins the game.
How about Tim Walton brought in his entire team, outfield, infield, everybody. Make sure there is no misunderstanding in what they have to do with the entire season on the line.
Walton's got the outfield playing short because at this point, a base hit in front, they need to be able to throw them out at home.
Game-winning run to get to the championship series out at second base for Oklahoma. Trying to continue that four-peat quest. And the first pitch from Rothrock. In for a strike.
The run was a pitch on the outer half. I think they're going to try to attack on the inner half. You can see that Wallace, Kawaluski, the third baseman, that whole left side shifted over.
Conversely here for the Florida Gators, they have not been walked off this year.
Waste pitch on the outer half, slightly elevated.
Got her to swing out of the zone. 1-2, or the strikeout of Sanders for the second out. Big get there for Rothrock. And now it's Avery Hodge, who doubled and scored the game-tying run in the sixth.
So they set her up with the curveball in the outer half, and then a really good rise ball up at her eyes.
Hodge, fly ball to left. Otis is there, and we are going to extra innings to see who will play Texas in the championship series. Texas is there for game 1 tomorrow night. The 1 seed will be the home team on ESPN. Game 2 would be Thursday. Game 3 Friday. All at the same time, same network. We are just waiting to see who will join them. And we get free softball. 8th inning. Florida and Oklahoma tied at 5.
Feels familiar.
I was just saying, it's kind of what these two teams do here. They're not going to give you regular 7-inning games.
Texas says, play another 17-inning game. Go ahead.
That was softball.
The 2 starting pitchers still in the game. They've combined for 270 pitches. It is 5, 6, and 7 here for Florida. Kistler, Brown, and Kawaluski. Top of the order due up for Oklahoma in the bottom of the 8th. Checked. Brito has to hurry. Got her. 1 down. Does not appear. Let's see, is Walton considering a challenge?
This is a fantastic play because if it gets past Brito, she comes all the way, steals it from her teammate Tiare Jennings. Watch her cut in front. If that makes it to Tiare, she's safe and on base. Instead, I think she gets her out.
Florida's challenging the out call at first base. Previous play is under review.
Call on the field is out at first base, and it will stay that way. Good look there. Florida would still have 1 more challenge, but at this point in the game, umpires can do it themselves.
After further review, the call on the field is upheld. The runner's out.
That'll bring up Ava Brown.
Now batting for the Gators, number 0, Ava Brown.
Ava got her first hit of this World Series yesterday against Oklahoma. Has walked a couple times today.
Ball's out.
Brito again. 2 down.
Brito cuts off so much stuff. Cuts it off before it makes it into that 5-6 hole. Allows Jennings to play deep and a little bit more up the middle.
She was starting shortstop when she was at Oregon. Was able to move over to third base.
Kowalewski is one of their 3 home run hitters today. 2-run shot back in the 2nd inning. Kelly Maxwell pushing 150 pitches. All of this bodes well for Texas. They have the day off today. Their pitching staff will be fresh. Ground ball to second. Hodge. And a 1-2-3 inning for Maxwell in the top of the 8th. So another chance. What's at stake? They continue on their quest for a 4th straight national championship. And they get the block and continue the streak of never losing back-to-back games in their NCAA tournament history. And 2 of those seniors will start things off, Coleman and Jennings. Jada, first pitch swinging at the last at-bat, really frustrated with herself. Let's see how she adjusts against Keegan Rothrock, who continues to work in the circle, the freshman for Florida. Another big-time performance on the big stage for her.
This is the 9th time Jada Coleman has seen Keegan Rothrock in 2 days.
She has 1 bunt single against her. As Rothrock goes over 150, this is the most pitches she has thrown in a game in her first year here at Florida. One and one.
Really outstanding, because she looked in yesterday's game at 130 pitches, started to look like she was tired down the road, but she has just been the Energizer Bunny, continuing, mixing her pitches in a tight strike zone environment for both pitchers, which is even harder, right? You're pitching under duress a lot more with runners on base, heat of the day.
Coleman, deep fly ball, back to the wall, and Jada Coleman hits it out. The opposite field. Walk-off home run for the Sooners. And the quest for a 4-peat continues. The Sooners survive and advance to face Texas in the championship finals. And it's off the bat of one of the seniors. A fabulous